The first ultimate underdog, Rey Mysterio, winner of the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 22. Really thought that should have went on last. Well, Shawn Michaels and John Cena did do one hell of a match, but second to last and should have lasted a little bit longer, but overall, it's too late to change that. Hello, this is Neo Reality Entertainment. I wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on Rey Mysterio, and this was actually my first ever request video. Like, I was planning on eventually doing Rey Mysterio, but this request pretty much asked me to, oh, okay, well, I'll do it. Rey Mysterio, like, I seen him in WCW, WWE, and I saw his ECW matches, and he was, like, one hell of a talented wrestler. Yes, I used the word wrestler. I know Vince hates that word. Why, I'll never understand. Since he's in the wrestling business, even though he calls it sports entertainment. But, I digress. It has also shown that he's talented in the Lucha Libre style. He wears the mask and it keeps him mysterious. Like, I've never seen his face. I didn't watch the WCW where it said he showed his face. I never saw that episode, so to this day, I never saw that. And most likely never will, since this was around 1999 and WCW sucked at that time. After the Finger Poke of Doom incident, everything fell apart. So I never saw Rey Mysterio's face. I've never seen a video of it on YouTube. I refuse to look at the face of Rey Mysterio on the grounds that it kind of takes away the lore of him. Like, what does he look like underneath that mask? I always wanted to know. And to do it in the way WCW presented it, from what I heard, no, that was bad execution right there. It should have been dark. It should have been a dark moment. Like, this is a Lucha Libre feeling moment. Like, they are told never to remove their mask as part of their identity. And he's forced to take his mask off and what? Because if he won, Kevin Nash would shave his hair? Really? That's what the mask was really? Your identity was really worth to see someone lose their hair? Okay. It should have been an ultimate Lucha Libre style match, or a heel going obsessed saying, like Chris Jericho tried to do and did. Though ultimately I never saw Rey Mysterio's face. He covered his face, so I never saw it. But Chris Jericho did that, and it was executed much better than the one with Kevin Nash. So I consider that the first time I would see, quote, Rey Mysterio's face. That and him pulling his mask off for the Eddie Guerrero special after he had passed away. And Rey Mysterio was one of the best talented Lucha Libres I've ever seen. And when his knees were finally catching up to him, his knee problems, I started realizing, maybe it's best if you retire. Like, you want to keep on walking, and I really recommend you do. And he kept going. Then he had recently got a hand injury after his match with Bad News Barry night after WrestleMania 30. That was pretty much his last match in WWE. And then his first match outside WWE. Okay, I never blamed Rey Mysterio for what happened. That was a horrible accident. Rey Mysterio could have not known. All these other guys, they didn't know. They just thought he was selling the injury, selling him being out cold, though really he wasn't, and I will not say certain words to describe what was going on. And I was like, oh my god. This was accidental. I knew this was accidental. Like, this is not Rey Mysterio. I know he would not be capable of that. And it was said it was a complete accident. He didn't know. And I think they said they stopped the match. I really think they should have stopped the match if they went with it. Okay, you can make the excuse, yeah, they didn't know until it was too late. But if they had known, then they would have stopped the match, and I'm pretty sure they did. Then I was hearing a rumor saying Rey Mysterio was in jail, and I'm like, and he was getting death threats in Mexico, and I'm like, it was an accident. Like, are you all going to just justify saying, oh, it's an accident, but we're still mad? Well, of course, you can be mad about this. This is part of the grieving process. But why blame it all on Rey Mysterio? It wasn't his fault. He didn't know, and if he could, he would change that. Heck, it was even rumored that he was considering retiring from what happened. And everyone was saying, no, that shouldn't be your last match. It should go out with honor and integrity and recognizing your career. And you should do it in memoriam for him, for the late lucha wrestler. And it was such a bad time. Like, I never blamed Rey Mysterio for what happened. I never did, never will. And I was hearing the rumors that he was getting unjustly punished, being sent to jail for a few days, and then getting death threats in Mexico. And my recommendation was, okay, after you leave prison, if the rumor is true about that, I recommend you leaving Mexico for a while because it's not safe there. I mean, it's going to be ugly. But overall, Rey Mysterio has been a former Intercontinental Champion, WWE Champion. Though really, that reign should have lasted a lot longer than it just one night. Curse Cena for that. A World Heavyweight Champion. And his World Heavyweight title reigns, they're not really as great as people thought it would be. Like, he lost nearly every match except for a title defense match, apparently. I was not watching WWE as much at that time. I was on a hiatus after The Rock and Stone Cold had left. Some of my favorite Attitude Era wrestlers were gone. Triple H was injured at the time. And also, but like, his booking was very confusing. Like, they were thinking, oh, he can't sell. He's not a legitimate draw. So let's have him lose every match and now make him look legitimate. And his feud with Eddie Guerrero, okay, I'm going to say it. The feud over the kid, Connor, I think that was his name. Oh, wait, Dominic. I think his name was Dominic. Sorry, I confused it with Connor. Dominic, I think that was his name. I thought, okay, that's kind of random. In fact, wait a second. Why on earth would the legal advisors do a custody battle over in a ladder match? That's sort of not legal, I think, unless... Is there a law for that? No. In fact, I don't even think they would ever picture that happening, because it's kind of stupid. But ultimately, like, I did like the match, but Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio feud was some of the best dark storytelling I've ever seen. I saw the brutalizing attacks Eddie Guerrero did, and I'm like, man, that's dark. And, like, this was a betrayal of friendship. And, like, no, why, Eddie Guerrero, why? That was honestly my favorite Rey Mysterio storyline with Eddie Guerrero. Like, that had got to be some of the best storytelling I had seen at that time during the Ruthless Aggression era. Like, that was... like, I cringed every time I saw Rey Mysterio getting pummeled, getting smashed by steel steps, bleeding profusely, and then you see Eddie tear his mask off and like, no, that's his identity! You're taking away his identity! I'm like, oh man, he just made this very personal in less than 10 minutes. Or is this 20? Wow, he made this really personal in less than 20 minutes. And really engaging. Clever. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.